Hey everybody, welcome to Four Records. I'm Forrest, and we actually have Karina back this week.
Whoop. Yeah, clap. Can we
And we
put
have
some
Jason as well. He's joining us.
Hey, everybody.
This week's episode, we are talking to Josh Jurk of School Drugs. This was probably the funnest conversation we've had so far. I mean, all the other conversations are good and fun, but this one, I think I laughed more in this one than any conversation we've had so far.
He's a very good storyteller. The Emotron stories and the story about Timmy. Timmy, we hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, this was a fun time. So here is Josh's Four Records. I think Jason and Karina, who both done episodes of these, will agree these are the most interesting picks we've had.
You tell that to everybody. You say that to everyone.
No, I don't. No. These were the most the most varied genre wise, and I liked it.
I will say that for once in how many years I've known Jay now, we're going up in 3 years, I wrote to Forrest and I went, the Daft Punk choice, that made me feel old.
Yeah, because that's like 2002, 2001.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
that album is from 2001. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't actually, how old was I there? I was 9, I think. I don't know. I heard that album when I started partying. I was just sitting there going, oh, okay, now I know how Jay feels every time I say something. And he's like, okay, Karina.
That album came out after I graduated college. So it definitely made me feel some type of way to realize how quickly the last quarter century of my life has gone.
Yeah, I just got out of high school, and it was weird. I think my metal friend liked this album, and I was always like, "That's a jump, bud."
Yeah, but it's actually a good album. I didn't like the first track. I've never liked the first track, One More Time, but I feel like once you get past that one, everything else is just amazing on it. So I get why Josh picked it.
Actually, the first question I always like to ask, and I'll just kind of move this to the beginning. What was your thought process in selecting these?
I was just trying to think, like, what was I what was I listening to, or did I hear when I was X age? That's pretty much it.
Okay. Awesome.
And like most of the picks are from the latter portions of those decades.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was like 9, 10 when the Daft Punk record came out. So yes, I believe we're roughly the same age then.
Yeah. Because now I'm actually really happy that we can bond over this.
Yes, like most of the stuff definitely came at the latter portion of each decade. Sort of much like how each decade does not really get into its own until the latter half of any given decade. And it kind of like encapsulates what everything was meant to be.
Actually, I agree, because if you look at the 80s, like the switch from the 70s and to the 80s, like there's from 81 to like until 86, it was still trying to figure out where it was going. But I do feel like all the best bangers from the 80s, they come from like 86, 87, 88, 89. Yeah, and then it kind of ends with the 90s. I'm not really into the 90s, but it was big for pop.
If I said like describe 1960s music, most people would probably be like, oh, hippies, Woodstock.
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
that's the end of the 60s. The beginning of the 60s is like the Righteous Brothers, like 1962.
The Beatles.
Yeah. And that's all at the end. We need like years to formulate and even like the beginning of the Beatles are very much not
hippies. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like everybody looks like, the Dave Clark 5. It's cool.
That's
cool.
that's a poll.
Everybody's got. It's quite the opposite. Everybody has like a shaggy haircut, but they have suits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then every decade kind of works like that. Like doesn't really look like the decade until we get towards the end of it.
But what was one of your favorite tracks on the Discovery album?
Probably I do like One More Time.
Oh, fuck.
Because like I also did not like One More Time for a long time because it's long. It's like 5 minutes long.
I didn't realize that
Yeah.
until consciously listening to it now. I've heard that song 8 million times, but never necessarily on purpose. Like I never sat down and listened to Daft Punk. Didn't realize how that song goes for a long time.
Oh, you go through the stages of grief with that song.
Yeah, seriously.
Because like
This is cool. Wait, I hate this. Wait, no, this is actually cool again.
yeah, like you go through all the stages of the grief and you get to like bargaining where you're like, all right, well, I got it on the fucking turntable. I only have like probably like 3 more minutes of this. And then you get to, eventually just accepting it. And you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, one more time.
And like you just get into like kind of a trance. It's all of their records are really good music to do work to, like especially if you're doing like something on a computer where you're just like sitting there. Or you have to like mildly think about something. Like you don't got to think like too hard about it, but you got to think mildly about what you're doing at your job, and you can kind of it just kind of like drones on in the background, and you can kind of like tune in and out as it's going through. But I
got through grad school listening to Brian Eno, kind of for the same reasons. Like it sort of puts you in a trip. Like I didn't I was consciously listening to Brian Eno, but I never really had previously. But it was just like it was perfect music for getting work done, for sort of
going in
concentrating
airports.
or going to airports, right?
Yeah, that's what I use jazz for. Like 90% of the stuff I've written on Dying Scene, there's jazz on in the background. Like, and I don't. And as a kid, I was always like, "You don't know this fucking punk band," and I'm like that with jazz. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this is, but I like it. And I was always that kid growing up, like, how do you not know this fucking album? Like, this fucking album's great. And now it's just, I'm like that with jazz. I'm just the I don't know. This is good though.
Yeah, it's like the like Giant Steps being the like punkin' drublick of like quintessential. But as I was looking at my fucking record collection one day, and I was like, do I have every Daft Punk record? It's like, I do have every Daft Punk record. I did not know that I liked Daft Punk that much. I did not know that about myself. And I'm like, that's
so you didn't go through a phase where you like turned on it, like that music from when you're a kid. I feel like we all go through that thing where you turn on it for a while because it's not cool or whatever scene you fall into, but then you sort of revisit it and you're like, no, fuck it. I actually like this music because I like it.
They kind of went pretty close in hand, because like the reason that I got into Daft Punk in the first place is because they had the music video on Toonami for was it One More Time, or was it?
I think so.
Better, Faster, Stronger. It was the. Now I do though.
Like Around the World is the big one that I just always remember.
Yeah, that's the one that was on Daria all the time.
Yeah, but isn't that the one
there
that
you go.
came later?
I feel like Around the World was before. That was the first record.
That was Daria would have been the late 90s when Daria was on. So yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was like an anime that they made for the music video, and I'm looking at it now, and the anime was called Anime Interstella 5555, and it was like just this like random fucking music video that they played on Toonami, and they would play like that and Gorillaz, and also I guess the reason that I got into Gorillaz at that time. But like me and the kid that started the first band that I was ever in, that is my namesake of Josh Jurk, the first band I was ever in being called The Jurks, Jurks, because we thought that was clever to spell it incorrectly. It was also because someone told me that there was a band called The Jurks because of course there is. There's
of course, yeah.
Teenage Jesus and the Jurks. Yeah, we used to watch Toonami religiously. Like we would have a sleepover, and like every Friday or Saturday night, we would watch the shit out of fucking Toonami until 3 or 4 in the morning. So we were basically just into anything that they were showing on there. And that being on there, we were like, oh, this is cool. And then he got the Daft Punk CD, and his mom was a lunatic born again Christian, and threw it away because it said punk on it.
Oh,
thinking that it was not listening to it, thinking that it was punk music, and was very upset about that and fucking snapped it in half and tossed it in the garbage.
No.
Yeah, she used to do that. She did that. Like, he used to have to. Dude was way more punk than I was, because my mom didn't give a shit what I listened to.
Oh my god.
It didn't have cursing in it. Yeah, Timmy was way more punk than I was, because he was fucking. We would have band practice, and he would have to sneak his guitar amp out of his bedroom window, and then I would have to like come around the side with a hand truck and like put his amp on the hand truck, and then like walk it the long way around the block, because one day we got caught taking it the short way around the block to my house. And like we weren't allowed to actually hang out because I was a bad influence. I was the one that was bringing.
Yeah, I was saying he was more punk.
I was the one bringing over System of a Down and fucking Ramones and whatever else.
The Ramones. Oh no!
I know.
How dare you?
It was
How
wild.
dare you?
To her, the Ramones were like the fucking worst band. The Ramones might as well have been like anal cunt to her. It was
that's a band I haven't heard the name of in a long time.
Yeah.
We were playing California Sun in her garage one day, and she came out screaming at us, flipping out.
Because you played anal cunt?
No,
because we were playing
California Sun. Oh my god!
Oh shit! I missed that part. My sound went out. Oh my god.
No.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
How is Timmy doing? Is Timmy all right?
I hope so. I hope Timmy is doing all right. It's one of those things where like when you get older and like look back at what has happened to the paths that kids in any family lead, where you're like, oh yeah, your dad was like a lunatic alcoholic, and your mom like a secret lunatic alcoholic, and your mom was a crazy born again Christian. Like, there's no way that this is going to go poorly for everybody involved.
Oh my god! So you turned into Ed Gein?
Yeah,
Who?
seriously.
The serial killer.
Ed Gein, yeah.
Yeah. No. Like, but
okay.
His brother played drums in the band that we had, and he got into a lot of bizarre legal trouble, and so did Timmy. Timmy was listed as like a domestic terrorist at one point, because he like tried to burn an American flag at this park that was by our house, and he like accidentally lit, or maybe purposefully lit a like a shed on fire.
Allegedly.
And then his fucking
statute of limitations. Yeah.
No. I mean, he got arrested for it. And there was a whole fucking thing.
Right.
And then at one point, his brother stole like one of our other neighbors. He stole like a rack body truck, and drove it literally 1 block away from the dude's house and parked it at his own house. Like, just kind of went nuts. And yeah, like you look back and you're like, yeah, no, that I see how we got here. I totally see how we got here.
I get it.
Like all the years of repression and not being allowed to listen to
the Ramones.
Edgy band like
we convinced her that System of a Down was a Christian band, though.
I don't know how, but that's amazing.
How?
Yeah. Because I cry when angels deserve to die. We somehow managed to fucking spin that into being no, it's like biblical, and it's like, like Satan is the angel that deserves to die, and be cast down to. We fucking spun some wild shit, and she like, oh, okay, was convinced, and we were like, whew. We used to have to go. We used to have to go to church in the summer on Wednesdays. They used to go to church on Wednesdays and Sundays, and like we would get dropped off at the like youth Christian part of the church, and like, all right, see you later. Now we're totally gonna go inside, and then we would just like go hang out in this quarry ditch behind the church, and then have to like, by means of how high the sun was in the sky, figure out like, fuck, it's like 3:00. We got to get like back to the front and act like we've been there all day.
Yeah, we got to sundial it.
That's amazing.
Well, yeah, we used to listen to Daft Punk at that time before we got into actual punk. and then I'm sure that I'm sure at some point we were probably both like not into Daft Punk because now we were into, NoFX and the Descendants and stuff. So
one of my first records that I remember my parents buying me when I was like 4 was Chipmunk Punk, which was quite literally like the Chipmunks pretending that they were punks, but covering a bunch of like
new wave songs.
Yeah. Like there's definitely a Billy Joel song on there. Yeah. And so I wonder what Timmy's mom would have said about Chipmunk Punk. Just the fact that it was punk.
Yeah, dude, it was like all of the things that all fucking kids were into. Like he wasn't allowed to have Pokemon anything because Pokemon were demons.
Wow.
They were little representations of fucking demons and shit. And I remember there was one card that I had that she was there was just this like, I don't know, it was just like an abstract kind of fucking background. It had no real fucking bearing on what the card was. It was just the background of the picture on the card. And I remember her pointing at it being like, look, there's a demon in the background here. And it's like, smiley face.
Got to catch them all like souls, or
It was a whole thing, and anytime we would get into something that was very fucking normal to be into, it was like fucking just shoved down, deep down.
We should send her a
Was that a Catholic family? Are they like evangelical?
No. They were evangelical. They were fucking full born again Christian, like religious right. I don't know what their political leanings were because we were
you can
children, but I
would Should we guess?
Yeah, I would be none shocked if your average Charlie Kirk listener. Really, 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 really hope that Timmy is doing well and his brother. I hope their whole family is. I hope his mom is, because
I hope she's having a field day with this boo-boo craze. Oh my gosh.
Imagine going through life with that, where like everything is out to get your particular brand of religion.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love this.
Forever a martyr.
So the teen album was Hunchback, Pray for Scars.
Yeah.
Speaking of songs that go on forever, that first song on that record, the
Bells, the Bells.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like 9 minutes long?
My god.
There's a theme here. These first tracks just keep going. There's a lot going on in that song.
Well,
yeah.
Jason just recommended me to you guys, School Drugs to me about 2 or 3 months back. And I feel after listening to this album, like I understand School Drugs like a lot more. Love the albums that he told me to listen to. And this, like I said, I was like, oh, this is just the chaos. And
that's why I bought a fucking Jazzmaster, so I could make all those little fucking ding, 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 like noises.
Yeah.
Well, for anyone who does not know, your listeners may be familiar with a band called The Nightbirds. And
yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hunchback is the band that Mike Hunchback is from, who was in.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So the guy that's doing all the funny voice singing is Mike Hunchback.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's funny.
That's
actually.
Yeah.
I like the Nightbirds because they sound like I'm in California, so they sound like the Adolescents to me, like the old way the Adolescents sound.
And Hunchback was like the sort of sister band to the Ergs. Played a lot of shows together. They both had their last shows together.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first saw Hunchback, I did not enjoy them.
Why?
Because it was loud and annoying, and I didn't understand it. And I instead,
what were you listening to at the time? Like, what was your sort of wheelhouse at the time?
Were you listening to drum and bass or something like that? Like,
oh no, we were listening. I was listening to the Ergs and Descendants. This is like 2005, 2000. Nah, probably closer to like 2006, 2007. Because 2007. Because the show that I'm thinking of that I didn't watch them at was 2007, and it was the Ergs, Full of Fancy, Hunchback, and some other bands at a VFW in Belmar, New Jersey. With my friend Gary and Dan, who were in the Jurks later, who were in my first band after Timmy and his brother left. And I chose to go get Mexican candy at a like bodega down the street rather than watch Hunchback. And I deeply regret it because I wound up liking. I wound up understanding it later.
Yeah.
Like, because just when I saw there was a lot of noise and just a lot of like, I don't get it. There's no songs here, and I wasn't like ready for the chaos of it.
I feel like that the first time I heard like Fugazi, who I have like became like I fell in love with eventually. But I remember the first time I listened to Fugazi, I was, I don't know, 13 or 14. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I don't know why Pearl Jam told me to listen to Fugazi. Like, like I don't get the connection. I have since understood the connection. But like, why does Eddie Vedder like this band? I don't know.
So they put out Pray for Scars like 2008, I think is the year. And it really felt like the culmination of everything that they were doing. Like there's songs on there that are like catchy and sing-alongy, and then there's songs that are like super heavy and fucking weird. Like I think Worse Houses is in like 5. Whichever, what was the fucking song has ding 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 ding. Yeah, just sometimes you're not ready for stuff. You're not ready for something when it's first introduced to you. I feel similarly about the work of Dan Klaus. Like the first time I read Ghost World, I fucking hated it, and I did not understand it. I was just like, I fucking hate these characters. I hate everybody in this fucking book. Everybody is a dickhead.
Yeah.
And I did not really understand at the time that you're not supposed to like them. You're not really supposed to think that they're like good or cool people. That's like, at least that's the point that I got out of it later. Same thing with Watchmen. Did not like Watchmen the first time that I read it. And then eventually gave it another try, and I was like ready for it. That's how I felt about Hunchback, and by the time Pray for Scars came out, luckily I was ready for it. But yeah, the first time I saw him, I was not ready for it, and that's okay. Sometimes you're just not ready for something.
You still haven't convinced me to ever pick up a Twilight book again. I don't ever think I'm going to be ready for that shit.
I mean, yeah, you might have missed the boat on that.
Yeah.
Like my girlfriend and I tried to watch Twilight one day, just
to figure out.
At 34 years old, try to see what the hype was all about. Fucking,
I was gonna say, past a certain point,
15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, but I don't even think we would have understood it back then either. Wasn't it like no, that was 50 Shades of Grey, right? That was like
That was
Twilight fanfic.
Yeah, it was like started as like fan fiction for that book, and then they, I guess, made it into its own thing.
So I'm just thinking that maybe sometimes we just aren't ever going to get ready. But I do think Hunchback was interesting, but I like chaotic. And I do think you could sum it up to being like ambi chaotic. It's, yeah, I don't know. It just reminds me of something that I just enjoyed. Kind of reminds me of, like, you know, when people joke that you have ADHD, you can hear two songs in your head playing at the same time.
Oh.
And I somehow felt like I got it. But I also go to fucked up shows sometimes where it's stuff like this that's being played, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. And everybody around me is like, no.
If you're like a fan of Butthole Surfers, you're probably going to be a fan of Hunchback.
Yeah. Oh, that actually sums it up really nice.
Yeah, it's music for a certain brand of WFMU listener. Like, definitely big with the Butthole Surfers crowd. You know, if you like the fucking U-Men, you're gonna like Hunchback. If you like Scratch Acid, Jesus Lizard,
I really like Jesus.
then that is exactly why you like Hunchback. If you like Killdozer, you like Hunchback. Fucking dude from Killdozer does like vocals on their cover of Beautiful by Christina.
Yeah.
As does a one Michael Yannick of the Ergs.
Mm-hmm.
Also sings on that song.
That was an interesting cover.
I don't know why that was chosen. It works. It works perfectly. Like, especially if you take that record as like a concept album about scars in general. Like, when I was in high school and like first got that record and it first came out and listened to it, I put this like really fucking out there idea about the whole thing being like a concept record and like presented it to the rest of the band and was kind of met with like that is a cooler idea than what was actually
done.
Like, fuck, I wish we had thought of that kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, in that context, Beautiful absolutely fits. Yeah.
I really hope they listen to this album and go, you know what, this Josh guy, he gets it. He gets us. We should send him a lot of free merch. He deserves free merch and free concert tickets for the rest of his life.
I wish they were still a band. In some ways,
I know.
In some ways, I'm okay with them not being a band. It had like time and place, and all of them were in the spot in their lives to like do that band, and do not know if they are necessarily there anymore, which is totally okay because people have children, and life, and et cetera, et cetera. I'm still friends with everybody that was in Hunchback. I saw Mike Hunchback the other day, and we still talk fairly often. And I see Jay Nixon, who has a fantastic band now called Neon Rayon. That's a very Devo-y electronic band.
Oh yeah, I'm sold.
Yes,
like
you said Devo.
All three of us taking notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rayon.
I know what my kids are listening to on the way when we run errands this afternoon.
Somebody mentioned electronic. I'm sold. Yeah, let's go. Now we're coming to one of probably my favorite albums that we've had ever pitched to us. The Emotron Vampire Lunch Lady Tits. I wrote to Forrest and I went, I wish I had known about this album when I was doing my albums, because this has become my favorite album. Like 10 out of 10. Boom. Karaoke song, the way he starts with like, I didn't know Johnny Cash before he died, and then goes on to like, it's 4 minutes long, the song, and it's somewhere along the line, because I started thinking I was listening to a different song when I was listening to it. Like, I hadn't paid attention to it, and I went, and all the girls something karaoke band, I went, wait, this is the same song.
Yeah.
Where am I? Well, this is amazing.
That song goes off of he doesn't know who Johnny Cash is, but he's clearly seen I Walk the Line, because he knows that Robert Patrick played his dad in I Walk the Line, and that Robert Patrick was the T-1000 in Terminator 2, and that he's going to kill the star of Kindergarten Cop, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm like, I get this line of, this is the best word association song ever, because it just goes, it takes you to I Walk the Line to Kindergarten Cop.
And that, or like, I will frequently reference Let's Start a Band to my
yeah. Well, the other part I like about it is that it's Matt Skiba songs that he's just parodying. He's parodying Matt Skiba songs the whole time. And I was like, I'm like listening to him all, is this Private Eye? And then I'm all like, oh, it is Private Eye. And then you go to karaoke night, and it sounds like Heavens. It doesn't even sound like Alkaline Trio. It sounds like Heavens.
Much like Hunchback, who I kind of really fucking glossed over, like my obsession with Hunchback once I got into it, and just fucking being all of like 17 years old and like bugging every fucking member of the band via, MySpace or fucking text message if they were silly enough to give me their phone numbers. About like every little fucking reference in their music and like trying to get into like whatever the fuck else that they were into. Went up doing the same thing to the Emotron, who was a guy named Kyle Knight. Became obsessed with the Emotron and all of his references and everything that like he was talking about or mentioning, and wound up becoming friends with him. So did anybody look up videos of the Emotron?
I didn't know that was a thing I could do.
Thing you can do.
And now I'm going to, but go on.
Tell me there's a Hellboner video.
There's a Hellboner video.
There's something in the water in like Georgia and West Virginia and what other states? I'm really feeling like Georgia and West Virginia are the two, because there's this around this time of like 2009, 10. There was this like bizarre scene of people, because they were much older than being children, of people making like just chaotic fucking electronic music. Namely, there was a band from West Virginia called Crypt Orchid Chipmunk, who had like one record, and the story was that the guy that wrote all the music for that one record wrote it on meth, which if you listen to it, you go, yeah, that's probably what meth sounds like.
That tracks with West Virginia, sure.
Much like your ADHD and like hearing two songs at once. This is like Crypt Orchid Chipmunk is like hearing 12 songs at once. They have one song that's literally, I think, like fucking 15 different songs at the same time that just kind of like jumps back and forth between all of them. Huh. And Crypt Orchid Chipmunk was out of their fucking minds. Members of Crypt Orchid Chipmunk would be known for like drinking their own or each other's urine.
Stop.
Both as like a thing that they would do during their show, and just seemingly recreationally for for fun because it's sterile and they like the taste.
Nope.
They would throw up on each other. They would vomit on and near and on each other. I booked them at a basement in New Brunswick
and locked them in there.
Regrettably, I'm joking.
Somewhat.
Oh no! Did you have to clean it up after them?
No. Well,
they did.
I lost
that
my cleaning
themselves?
deposit, but
well, kind of. They were very tame at the show that I booked them at, but their singer kept throwing up into a garbage can that we later found out had a hole in the bottom of it.
Oh, no.
Like that kind of leaked out everywhere. I showed up to the show and it was a house that the bass player Mike from the Screaming Females lived at. I showed up to the house and the singer of Crypt Orchid Chipmunk was wearing a white sheet with like two holes cut out of it, like a Charlie Brown ghost.
No.
And he was holding a pot and a spoon that he found in the kitchen, and he was just walking around the house, and then he would go up to like whoever was around and like really close to their face would just whack the spoon against the pot and then kind of like slowly walk away, and then he would come back later and he would like do it again. And King Mike was like, I finally showed up and King Mike was like, who the fuck is this guy? He's been doing this for 3 hours. And I'm like, yeah, I believe that. I'm sure he has. I'm sure he's been doing this for probably longer than that even.
That tracks.
But
I don't know who booked them.
I bring them up because they were friends with the Emotron, and my partner's roommate in college, who was a very, very, very accomplished engineer at this point in time, works with semiconductors and all kinds of smart engineer shit.
Like real engineer, not like not that sound engineers aren't real engineers, but you mean like real engineer.
Yeah, like a real engineer. And not like a person that drives a train either. Was a member of this band and had toured with the Emotron and had done shows with the Emotron and gave my partner a bunch of like CDs and like music of stuff that she was into, and one of those CDs was the Emotron. And for whatever reason, well, I remember I was like looking through my girlfriend's burned CDs and I was like, what the fuck is the Emotron? It is the worst goddamn name I've ever fucking heard. And this is like, you know, the very beginning of kind of the end of like emo music. So I'm just thinking like, why the fuck are you listening to Emotron? And I was like, fine, like let's put this in and see what this is all about. And was instantly like, oh my God, this is fucking amazing.
Uh-huh.
And like, because right at the same time, I was also into Adam and His Package. And the Emotron uses the same sequencer that Adam and His Package uses. So it's like the same, the package from Adam and His Package. They both use the same one. And I believe he got that one because that's the one that he used. And made a odd friendship with the Emotron. I woke up one day to him calling me when I still lived at home.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, yeah, like I'm gonna come up there, you know, like I'll play this show that you have that you like want me to play. I'm like, oh, okay, great, awesome. And I didn't realize until a little bit later that it was like, oh, I'm gonna play this show and I'm gonna like live at your house for like the weekend, essentially, at my parents' house. And if you go watch the Emotron's videos, and if I let you in on what the Emotron used to do, you'd see why I'd be worried about my parents meeting the Emotron. Emotron would be known for lighting his dick on fire, sucking some dude's dick while he's playing, in a video mailing his shit to the band Stuck Lucky. So if you really want to know, go look up the Emotron Stuck Lucky.
Oh no.
And it is a whole prank video about the Emotron mailing his shit to the ska band Stuck Lucky.
Okay.
Like, was there a pre-existing relationship, or is this like in the video? Like, did he know the people from Stuck Lucky?
They're
or
like
just like random.
No, they're like friends, and
I
think they did something to like prank him, and
oh my God.
You know, he brought a machine gun to their knife fight and mailed them his shit. But yes, seeing the Emotron was a fucking experience. When I booked him for that show, he had taken all of those songs and like halved the speed of them. So they were just this like sludge fucking dirge version of all of the songs. And he brought like 12 TVs that he stacked up into, I believe, the shape of an upside down cross somehow. And he played in the kitchen of the VFW hall. It was the log cabin in the town that I grew up in. So it's literally a log cabin that was essentially a VFW. He decided to play in the kitchen because not that many people showed up. And he made a pen out of like chicken wire and like ripped up scraps of paper.
Mm-hmm.
And he had this like bodysuit, this like all over flesh colored bodysuit that he put a bunch of like cotton in and stuff. So he looked like he was just this like tumorous monster. And he had dog bowls that were filled with different colors of like milk or water and food coloring, and he would drink out of them and spit the fucking food coloring all over the place, and it would get all over him and all over the bedding, which in hindsight, like the bedding was really there to actually catch the mess that he made. Because the Emotron is one of the cleanest fucking people I've ever met. It's wild. Like, he's so fucking clean and so not what he is when he plays a show.
That's funny. That's like, interesting. Yeah.
My parents fucking love Kyle. My parents fucking loved having him. He'd be up at like 6 a.m. and cleaning out his van. And he was a traveling performance art one-man band and flea market. At this point in time, in like 2010, 2011, he has a van that he lives in, and he was traveling like with one other guy that he had like dropped off in Philadelphia for the weekend, and his means of like, I guess, making money was playing shows, and he would set up like a full flea market, and he'd go to the flea market at, you know, in his travels and get VHS tapes and records and whatever else shit he could find. And then he would set up a whole fucking table at the show, and he would have like this little mini flea market, and he was selling whatever he had for flea market prices still. But in addition to all of the TVs and the bedding and the fucking bowls of liquid, he also became like a professional turkey call player. He had like a turkey call, and he could make all these like fucking wild ass sounds. And especially for like a bunch of people from the Northeast who have never heard a turkey call, it's this really fucking like crazy vibrating, almost echoey kind of sound. And he would just make this fucking noise, and he would walk around the show beforehand with it like in his mouth, because you like stick it to like the roof of your mouth, and it makes this like buzzing noise that I guess turkeys find really sexy. I don't think he used it because he's trying to attract turkeys. I don't think all this time I've thought about it, I'm reasonably sure that the purpose of it was not to attract turkeys.
Are you sure? Because I mean, imagine getting a turkey for Thanksgiving at flea market prices.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
those shits are like $90 in the store this week.
Oh yeah, I mean, 'tis the season. A
Jay,
turkey?
how much were turkeys right now, Jay, that you saw?
Oh, at Whole Foods. Not that I go because I don't shop. I don't make Thanksgiving dinner, but yeah, like $80-$90 if you get them from the farm, but like the real fresh turkeys. Yeah.
Oh, they have that. So they don't have that out here where it's like so you can go to a turkey farm like a Christmas tree farm and get a turkey out that way.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Not on our end. Not out here.
Yeah, you can go get your own turkey. Sure.
I can go down to my local supermarket and get one frozen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can get the
$24.
Where's the fun in that?
Just saying.
50 cents a pound.
Yeah.
And it's from Germany.
Oh.
Das
Daft turkey.
So yeah, like dude was out of his mind, wild performer. I don't think he was banned from Fest. Fest had him for like a few consecutive years, and like the one year he just covered himself in flour and kind of threw flour at everybody, and I don't think that they were very stoked about that. But it is kind of like this is kind of if you book them, this is what you're
right.
I mean,
you knew this getting into it. You knew what you got into.
It's kind of a your fault thing. Like if
he had already lit his dick on fire and then you booked him, it's like, well, that
was a common occurrence. He would.
Where do you go from lighting your dick on fire? I mean,
right.
What does he do now?
What is he doing now? He is in a band called Horse Breakfast. I think he still lives in Georgia. He dies. That's what he does. He dies.
What?
He dies. He's like a really, 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 really fucking good, like tie-dye artist.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay. His handle is Tron Dyes, TRONDYES. But yeah, Tron Dyes. That's like what he does now. He fucking tie-dyes like all kinds of different shit. I talked to him the other day that he needed some help with some graphic design shit, and I gave him a hand. But so I started a friendship with Kyle that was like first sort of obsession of like, being enamored with his fucking wild performance thing, and also being like, these songs are so fucking good. I really got off of the topic of the actual record itself.
That's okay. No, man, it's cool.
No, it's fine.
Like, that record is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And
are the other ones as good?
The one before it, Decemberist, is pretty good. It's not as good as that one, but it's pretty good. It's sort of like, like All to Descendants. Like, if you love Descendants, then you're gonna like All. Or if you love Descendants, you stand a pretty good chance of loving All. But if you like Descendants, you're probably not really going to be too fond of All. Yeah. Because it's a lot more of similar stuff. So if you're all in on Vampire Lunch Lady Tits, that you'll be into the rest of his stuff.
Nice. I am
behind that.
Amen.
But
I think Porch Unplugged might be my favorite song that I have discovered by doing this like 4 records thing. That song is amazing.
And like,
as somebody who had his so-called life changed by Pearl Jam Unplugged in 1992, like I was like, oh shit. That song is amazing.
I'm just so surprised because we've had all these, and I'm not like I'm just gonna say it as it is. We've had a lot of nice people on here, even when I was away, that had really great albums. And I can't believe it's an album like this that just gets the engine going for us. It's like, holy shit, that's the shit. Yeah, man.
Right. We're not all bonding over the same NoFX record or whatever. Yeah. Vampire lunch lady tits.
It's something different, and like it's so goddamn catchy. Also, for the love of God, please have Kyle do one of these episodes.
Oh, I'm in. If you want to give him our information, please do.
Yeah.
I will.
100%.
I really want to hear that episode.
If you want to sit in, you can sit in, dude. I am open. If you want to sit in,
we're gonna have to get the pay version of Zoom for that one.
I have it.
Nice.
Yeah, he's such a fucking nice dude, and he's like not at all the Emotron. It is very much like a Kyle and the Emotron are like two completely
Is
different.
it like the James and Iggy thing?
Yeah, I've met people who have been like, I love Kyle. I fucking hate the Emotron. Like, I do not want to be around when that dude's around. Like, I asked Jeff Rosenstock at one point about the Emotron, and he was like, I think he's the person who said, I love Kyle, but I hate the Emotron. Because it's like, yeah, he took a shit on our van. I was like, he took a shit on your van? He's like, yeah, he plays fucking games like that. I don't want to play fucking games like that.
Oh, that's so Kyle. That's
a Emotron.
That's Emotron. That's so
Kyle
Emotron.
Wouldn't shit on your van, but
Kyle's not gonna shit, but Emotron will.
No. Kyle will make your mom wish that you could clean like Kyle does.
He absolutely
Kyle will clean the shit off your van.
Yeah, Kyle fucking is up at like 7 a.m. having coffee with my parents.
Can I ask you something? And I'm actually really serious about this. Did your mom or your dad at any point just look at you and go, "Can you be more like Kyle"?
No, I don't think anything like. I don't think it was anything like that. I feel like they probably knew at least a little bit of like what his show was. They probably didn't know about like the dick sucking and the lighting of dicks on fire. And these are just like the things that I immediately like recall. Like I didn't see the dick sucking, but my partner did at a show that she saw him at.
And what did she say? That he was very flexible, that he remembered to do yoga. Wait, did he suck his own dick?
No, he sucked somebody's dick at the show.
Okay, never mind.
It seemed like they both had a good time from what I recall her saying about it. So no, that's good for them. But
Emotron.
But Kyle was like girlfriend and I went down to Georgia and stayed with Kyle for a weekend at one point and like hung out, and he showed me two of my favorite movies. He showed me Happiness and American Movie, with American Movie so being good. In like my top 5 favorite movies of all fucking time. Yeah, stayed at his house and watched both of those movies with him, and a lot of things about him clicked after seeing American Movie. But back to the fucking record, at the same time, because I was so fucking enamored, I'm like, oh my God, I have to start like a one-man band, and like to a much, much less degree, like started my own thing, and a lot of like would send the songs to Kyle, like, yo, like what do you think of this? What do you think of this? And he would give me like really, really fucking great constructive criticism about it. Like, yo, great fucking hook here. This is awesome. Like one of the best fucking advice that he ever gave me, and it has stayed with me for all fucking musical projects that I've been involved with since hearing it. He told me to thicken everything up, and like really explained what he meant by that, by being like, yeah, like, yo, on this song on Vampire Lunch Lady Tits, there's like 12 different, piano tracks and synth tracks to like just really like thicken everything up and make it that much more impactful.
Yeah.
And I like really took that to heart and kind of, I think, understood it and have tried to bring that into everything that I've done, especially School Drugs. Like, what else? What can we do here to like thicken this up? We can add like synth layers. We can add another guitar track. We can just add another guitar playing the same thing to just like thicken it up. Much like I Get Wet from Andrew WK is like that fucking model. There's, that's extreme because there's like 48 fucking guitars playing the same goddamn thing on that record. But I think that school of thought comes from the same place. But yeah, that's Vampire Lunch Lady Tits and the Emotron.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's all before Oingo Boingo.
I know. This is the one I'm excited about.
I'm so excited that there was Oingo Boingo on somebody's list.
Well, that's the question. That's the question I have, because like years ago, anybody I talked to who lived on the East Coast knows Danny Elfman from all the Tim Burton movies, but didn't know Oingo Boingo.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure my girlfriend had something to do with me listening to Oingo Boingo. I would be none shocked if that was the case. I don't fully know where that like came into my life, but it's been within the past, X years that the fourth record would be discussing, within like the past 5-10 years.
Was it because you did the same number as I did, was watching a Tim Burton movie and then like discovered Danny Elfman's music and just got the ball rolling from that one?
I don't think so, because I think it was either her or my friend Andrew who was into, or I guess still is into Oingo Boingo. And because I remember I traded him the 10-inch version of their like demo for the 12-inch version that he had. I just have no fucking affinity for 10 inches because they don't fit anywhere in your collection. It just sucks. It's just annoying. And he had the 12-inch version, and I was like, I don't care if one of these is worth more than the other. I just don't want the fucking 10-inch. And traded him for it. But skip the first song. Skip Little Girls. That song fucking sucks. There's no...
That's a weird song to revisit in 2025 if you haven't heard it in a long time.
I don't... I pray to God that it's like in some weird sarcastic, like...
I feel like he writes from a point of view, like he does characters. Like I think he's one of those guys. And I mean, if you've seen, I'm assuming you've seen Forbidden Zone.
I haven't actually seen it. I've heard the soundtrack because I have that, but I haven't actually seen Forbidden Zone.
I think if you watch it, you'll kind of understand a little bit more, because it's very much it's weird. I mean, it's Danny Elfman and the Elfman, so it's weird. But like, I think when you see it, you'll kind of be like, oh, I kind of get Little Girls, the song Little Girls more.
I don't think that this is making it any better.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. No, I mean, it didn't age well. 100. I mean, the song, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, but also like Oingo Boingo was huge out here. I mean, there's still a presence out here as well. There's 2 cover bands, and one of them has former members of Oingo Boingo, and the other one's just a cover band called Dead Man's Party.
I'm sorry. So the cover band has past members of the band, but that doesn't make it a cover band.
Well, that's because it's because Danny Elfman doesn't play with them. Danny Elfman did his own shows 2 or 3 years ago where he mixed everything up, where it was Boingo and it was some of the scores and some of the new stuff he had done on that last record he did in the last like 5 years. But when he out here, I mean, they were huge. But so the Oingo Boingo former members is Johnny Vatos, the drummer, And then I think the guitar player that still works with Danny Elfman, what's his face? I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. He's the one who does all the arrangements. Like, it's still people from the band. It's just not Danny Elfman.
Okay.
And then there was Dead Man's Party, which was a separate Oingo Boingo band, like cover band, and they would both play shows. I haven't seen anything for Dead Man's Party in a while. But I don't know if they've merged. You know, if it was like a Sirius XM thing and they merged, or what they did.
That would make sense, because like if that opportunity arose that you're in the tribute band to Oingo Boingo, and then the tribute band that has actual members of the band that you're a tribute band of is like, hey, we should just like join forces. You're gonna be like, yeah, of course.
I'm sorry, but it's not a tribute band anymore, because then we have to have this discussion. If you leave your band, like if Fat Mike left No Effects and the others kept going, would they be a tribute band then?
Yeah, I don't know the logistics. He probably owns the rights to the name Oingo Boingo, but was probably like, well, you can be Oingo Boingo former members to like differentiate between the two. Like, I think there's something with the Beach Boys where for a while there was something with the Beach Boys where it was like Mike loves Beach Boys before you can say, something like that. Like there was, and I think it's the same way, because I think Brian Wilson kind of had a hold on it for a bit too. I don't know.
Okay, so it's the brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, they were huge out here. I mean, when I started getting into music, that's one of the first bands I went to, because I was hearing them on K-Rock out here all the time. They played every Halloween. They played probably 3 to 5 days in LA, and it sold all the shows. I never got to see him. I got to see the show he did like 5 years ago. So there was because I only think he did it like in San Diego at the Hollywood Bowl, because my mom went to the Hollywood Bowl show in June. Or no, like October, and I missed it because I had to go to a wedding, like the whitest wedding I've ever been to in my life. And then I was pissed. And then like that summer after, they announced that they were doing it again. And so we went to the one, and they did it where in Irvine, there was an Irvine Meadows, which was a huge venue out here. Like all the your big new wave bands play there.
He's been doing that set. Like he did it at Six Sad World.
Yeah.
And he's done it a few other times, and he'll probably do it when he plays, I think, the same festival like next year. I remember I was looking back at like all the set lists, and it's like a bunch of Boingo songs, and it's a bunch of scores and stuff from like his new record. Which, if you're a fan of like anything industrial, the new record is for you. It's so goddamn abrasive.
Yeah.
And violent.
Yeah, I mean the first half definitely sounds like you can tell it's very like his scores kind of like influenced, but you get to the second half of that record and it just sounds like a new Boingo record. Like like the first half doesn't sound, and you shouldn't. I like that it has sides. You know, records don't have sides. I don't feel like records have sides as much anymore. And this one definitely has sides where you get to the second half. I mean, I think it helped that they do insects on the second half of that record too.
The new School Drugs record has sides. That was specifically done that way.
Awesome.
How many? 4?
2.
No.
2.
Yeah, the first half of our new record is like all fast punk stuff, and the second half is more like synths and fucking mid-tempo songs, and it's like
Forrest, we can review it, and you can take the first half, and I'll jump on the other half. Best of both worlds.
But speaking to his use of characters, I feel like that's demonstrated in a song like Capitalism too.
Yes, it's like a businessman.
Yeah, like one of my favorite fucking things that I ever saw when I used to work at Asbury Lanes. There was a guy that used to DJ there. Maybe that was the first. That might be what got me into Oingo Boingo. There's a guy there who used to play in a band called Full of Fancy, by the name of Evan, and he was DJing one night, unfortunately, it was a leftover crack show, and he DJ'd like Ace of Spades immediately into Capitalism.
Oh,
but like cut it off, like got to like the build up and then immediately went into Capitalism.
Nice.
huh.
Just
It
to
works on a variety of levels. Yeah.
just to fake everybody out. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And he was like, listen to the words to this song. That's why I'm playing.
Yeah.
The leftover crack crowd.
But yeah, I mean, like Only a Lad. I mean, that song I kept hearing on the radio growing up, like as a kid. And my parents are young, so my mom, like I said, my mom went to that Danny Elfman show specifically to hear Oingo Boingo songs. I think because she's, like I said, she's the one who kind of pointed me in the direction of a lot of music.
That's a great one. My favorite song on the whole record, and maybe Oingo Boingo period, is On the Outside.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great one too.
Yeah.
Like I want to cover On the Outside so bad, but it's so fucking complicated. Trying to learn the song, just like, oh, how does this like dan 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 dan, like how does that riff go, and like trying to like learn it and finding somebody that's.
Have you heard Boingo Alive?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
let's see, because those are all sped up a bit. So I was going to say maybe you can figure it out with the Boingo Alive version.
That's maybe even more difficult because it's like it's so much faster. It's in a slightly different key too.
Yeah. That was my introduction. Like outside of like the songs I'd hear on the radio, Boingo Alive was my introduction to the band. My stepmom had a copy of it, and she's like, "Oh, this was my cousin's. He passed away. You can have these if you want." And I'm like, "Okay." And I just fell in love with those albums.
That version of Who Do You Want to Be is so fucking perfect, and it's I want some fucking ska band to cover that song so bad.
I don't know why. I mean, you get a few ska bands that do here and there, but those are all ska songs. All Oingo Boingo is based around ska, mostly. I'm not saying I can say all, but most of those songs are based around ska chords.
Yeah, to a degree. It's like I like it because it's like there's no other fucking band that sounds like Oingo Boingo aside from kind of a little bit World Inferno is the only other band that you could draw like oh yeah. You know,
I don't think I've listened to World Inferno. Maybe I'll.
That was very convincing. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like the closest thing. Like that's what I always recall people saying. Like World Inferno sounds the most like it's like they sound like Oingo Boingo, but they don't sound like Oingo Boingo.
They should sound more like Oingo Boingo.
Everybody should
sound. They're not going to sound like anything because the guy's dead, unfortunately. Quite unfortunately. But
then they're not going to sound like anything. No.
So I am a child of I was born in the very late 70s. So in my brain, Oingo Boingo was 80s music alongside the likes of like Aha and Squeeze and bands like that. And I never liked that sort of 80s music. There was some compilation that I had in 83 or 84, a cassette tape that had an Oingo Boingo. I think it had Little Girls on it. And I was 5 maybe, and I didn't like that song, and I didn't like that whole genre of music, like that weird 80s pop music. I never liked it, so that I never revisited
What's
Oingo
Wrong
Boingo
with You
again. Well, and then
but did you revisit Squeeze?
No,
Oh,
I still have never. So, but then I also
I'm glad we had the same reaction of
everybody would enjoy like Danny, talk about Danny Elfman, and I knew that like I don't really care for Tim Burton movies, and I never have. Which I know
what's wrong with you?
Sacrilege.
It's hit or miss. No, he's not wrong. Hit or miss.
My wife included. But so like knowing that he did music, like movie soundtracks, I'm like, what? Like to me, that's like Randy Newman. Like Randy Newman's fine, but I don't get why like the cult of Danny Elfman. And then I don't know, like I think it was through Josh Freese playing Elfman shows, or the amount that he talks up Danny Elfman. That's when I finally went back and at least understood, oh shit, I was wrong. Like I was very wrong about Oingo Boingo and about Danny Elfman entirely. I still don't like Tim Burton movies, but at least I have come around on the Elfman. Yeah.
But you've probably seen Men in Black or Spider-Man or watched an episode of The Simpsons.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's a weird, like, I will shut off bands. I will shut off like entire genres of music based on completely asinine thing. Like my brain gets stuck and I will just never revisit. So
what's that like?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, how is that? You should have been there.
It's
when
not
we
a
did...
good trait, I don't think, but it's my trait.
Jason,
you should have been there when.
Go ahead.
Jason should have been there when we were talking about when I was using 45 minutes talking about Cher. I really wanted to hear your take on that.
What do you want to say about Cher?
Oh, no, nothing. I love her.
Karina's episode, like episode 0, I guess, of this podcast was Forrest and Karina talking about their choices. And I listened to that. I was on a run one day and I listened to that episode well before it came out. And I found myself trying to actively participate in the podcast while I was listening to it, because I was trying to like chime into your conversation. I'm like, wait, no, I'm not on Zoom with these people. I'm like, I'm out on a run right now. Yeah, I have like that particular Cher album. I don't like at all.
What Cher album?
That's the Believe one, because it came out when I was in college, and I have very specific memories of sophomore year and that song just being everywhere. And I hate auto-tune. Like, I hate auto-tuned vocals as a general rule. I don't like them in really any genre of music. And that song in particular, like, it just drove me crazy. And it was everywhere. It was every store you went into. I went to college in Boston. So like anytime you went to the record store, anytime you went to Marshall's, anytime you went to Urban Outfitters, like that song was everywhere. And I fucking hated it. I like Cher and I appreciate Cher. I just fucking hate that song. Like,
but I just want to know,
you, Jay.
Huh?
I can't believe you.
That's like one of the like earliest examples of autotune too, because for the longest time they denied that it was autotune. They're like, oh no, it's not.
It's totally her.
It's totally her. It's just like, it's like an effect, like a plug-in. And then, probably not until like T-Pain exists that everybody was like,
oh, yeah.
Right.
That's
he can sing like Cher.
Yeah,
oh my God, he can sound like Cher?
He thinks like Cher. Yeah. Awesome.
No, but I'm just thinking, like, did you then just block out the entire genre that was there? And
well, no, I mean, I will block out, like, I won't listen to music with clearly auto-tuned vocals. Like if my kid will have the radio on or something, we'll skip that. I just don't.
How do you feel about Charlie XCX?
But I already knew Cher at that point, so I wasn't gonna like throw out the entire Cher catalog just because I didn't like that sort of late '90s auto-tune pop diva thing. Like, if that was my introduction to Cher, I probably would never have developed an appreciation for Cher's music. But I already had one at that point.
We'd all seen Groundhog Days at that point.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, because Warren from the Vandals was in what's it called? My name is Oingo Boingo at that point when you must have started listening. No, because you listened to them after they broke up, didn't you then?
Warren was in what Danny
didn't even know he was in it. Yeah.
So what he needed someone to play fast, because when they play the show I saw, he's kind of talking about everything a little bit more. Mm-hmm. When he played Oingo Boingo, there was no talking. He just played and played and played and played and played and played and wanted to fit as many songs as he can into the set. So he needed someone to play fast guitar that was good at guitar to do it. Mm-hmm. And that's where Warren fits in. I think he may have played on maybe one of the last couple albums.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. But I didn't. I forgot to look it up for today. Sorry. A bit tardy. I can look it up now.
Well, it says like that Josh Freese connection there too.
Yeah.
I love Josh Freese. I love pretty much everything he's done, aside from maybe I don't know. I don't like Weezer, and I know that I get shit on every time I say I don't like Weezer.
You like
Yeah.
Weezer?
Why don't you like? I mean, can
This is not my episode.
Can we
so
do an episode of all the bands that Jay doesn't like?
That would be a fun roundtable. Jay gives us 4 bands he doesn't like, and we give him shit. We get 4 records from Jay that he doesn't like, and we just have him like defend his hate. That would be fun.
You do the band that's squeeze songs in the style of Weezer. Squeezer. Oh. No,
that actually, I might actually enjoy that. Like 2 negatives become a positive, right? Like, I don't know.
I'd be down for Squeezer.
I'd totally be down for Squeezer. Also, I worked at Glenn Tilbrook show, the guy from one of the guys from Squeeze at a venue that I used to work at. God damn it, he was like the nicest fucking chillest dude ever. And he played every fucking Squeeze song that you'd want to hear and like his own stuff.
Nice.
He seems like a guy a guy that's very similar to like a Colin Hay. Like
okay.
Like
see, but Men at Work I like. So
yeah.
Men at Work. God damn it, I love Men at Work so fucking
That's
much.
a band that I got more appreciation for in the last like 5 years. Did you hear his covers album he did a few years back?
No, I would like to though.
He does like Waterloo Sunset and oh my god, he does so many. I can't think of. It's been a minute since I've had it on.
Was that during COVID? I feel like that was like a COVID project, right? Yeah.
It's a really good album. It's nice.
He's a criminally underrated guitarist.
100%.
He's like unfucking believable.
Yeah.
I've seen him a couple times just acoustic, and every time I'm just like in fucking awe that one person makes one guitar sound like that many guitars. But there's so many good Squeeze songs. There's so many good Squeeze songs. Even just, like their career could have started and ended at fucking Pulling Muscles from Michelle, and it would be fun. That could have been their only song, and you'd be like, great career, fucking A+, no notes.
I'm gonna have to look up what that compilation was.
Find the singles one, Jason. Squeeze the singles.
No, I mean the compilation that I had when I was a small kid that had like Squeeze. It had Oingo,
was it
Boingo,
Erg?
It had Take on Me by Aha. I feel like it had 8675309 on it or something like that. So to me, like all that music was the same, was like interchangeable, and that's not fair really to any of them, but especially not to Oingo Boingo.
Was it Live for Life?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to dig through. Like, I have a box of old cassette tapes in the basement that has moved with me several times over 30 years, and I haven't played any of them. It's got to be in there.
Yeah, Oingo Boingo seemed like one of those bands too that would always play those like random weird California festivals that you see.
Oh yeah.
Like ads for that you're like, oh my god, like there was one that's like I want to say it's like the Clash and like the fucking Police and Oingo Boingo and
yeah, and then you see it and it's like a $20 show.
Yeah. I remember.
And then you get even more depressed.
I've talked to Scott Shiflett a few times, many times over the years, from Face to Face and other bands, and he was at those shows. There was one that was like there was like a metal day and then a punk rock day. The one that Oingo Boingo played was the punk rock day, obviously. But yeah, he was at that whole weekend. I can't remember the name of that, but it's on TV every now and then, like on
there's that live
PBS.
Set.
Yeah.
I think all of Erg is on Canopy or something, one of those library streaming ones. And I think they're on that with the Police, and I think the English Beat are on there.
We're talking about US 83.
Oh, that was okay. The US one.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh my god, what a fucking lineup! It's the Clash, Men at Work, Stray Cats, English Beat, Flock of Seagulls, also criminally underrated, Oingo Boingo, Wall of Voodoo, In Excess, Divinals.
Jeez.
And then the next day, you're going to see Van Halen, Scorpions, Triumph, Judas Priest, Ozzy, Joe Walsh, and Motley Crue.
Well, one of these things is not like the other.
Yes. And then the next day, you're going to see David Bowie, Stevie Nicks, John Cougar, going to see the Cougs, Pretenders, Missing Persons, U2, Quarter Flash, Berlin, and Little Steven and the Disciples of Soul. And you're
one
paying
of these things like chili dogs.
yes.
How much are we paying for that?
$20 per day. You're right.
Stop.
That's amazing.
That's so cheap.
It's like all those Beatles tickets you see for like $5, and they're playing at the fucking stadium. They're playing at Shea Stadium, and it was like $10.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like trying to learn a couple Oingo Boingo songs. You realize that like whoever wrote this does not play guitar as their main fucking instrument, because the parts are just so like, fucking.
It is though, because it's the guitar. So do you how he did Oingo Boingo, because he just like, he knows the sound. He knows how he wants it to sound in his brain.
I always figured that it was like a Danny Elfman sitting down at a piano and being like, here's how the part goes, and being like,
yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll fucking play.
This is how I want the guitar to sound after you've played it on the.
So Steve Bartek, so he was classically trained as a musician. He knew how to, he went to school for it so he can compose stuff. So he would tell him what he wants, and they would work stuff out, and then he would put it in order. He still works with Elfman when he does all of his movie scores. Danny Elfman goes, "This is what I want," and then Steve Bartek like puts it down so he can give it to everybody to play.
Interesting. Okay.
Steve Bartek, previously of what? Not to bring things to psychedelic. Steve Bartek, prior to Oingo Boingo, played in Strawberry Alarm Clock.
Oh, really?
No way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that Strawberry Alarm Clock record is fantastic.
I have vivid memories of my dad talking about Strawberry Alarm Clock to me, about like how I would never understand the music of the 60s, to bring the conversation full circle, but like bands like Strawberry Alarm Clock, if you tried to put them on in 92, probably when he was telling me about it just doesn't compute on any level. Like that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's fine. I have a story about my dad telling me about Strawberry Alarm Clock. He always likes to tell me that he had some record player that had like a bunch of lights in it, and they would do shit to like the music, and he always says that Strawberry Alarm Clock record had like the best lights to the sound for his or whatever he had.
Shit.
Yeah, that's
my dad was into like late 60s rock and roll music, but then like Strawberry Alarm Clock too, because you have to remember as much as I think of my dad as like Springsteen, John Mellencamp, the straightforward rock and roll, like he was a child of the late 60s.
Was he also big into like Tommy James and the Shondells?
I don't think so. So.
Because Crimson and Clover, the song by itself is another. You could just started and ended your career there, and everything would have been like great. But the rest of Crimson and Clover is fantastic.
Yeah,
great record. But yeah, it's cool that the fucking guitar shit on Only a Lad, like the whole record makes your if you start like trying to learn them, you just breaks your brain from like the same habits that you've kind of always had, and like the same places that you always go to for what
I've tried the bass lines, and they're fucking insane. If you can find them, they're little girls at the beginning. He's holding the one note, like he's hitting it, but then it just goes do 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 do, like it just goes fucking just crazy everywhere, and it's insane.
Yeah, like I say, just like that fucking opening riff on the outside. I ask anybody that plays a guitar, like try to learn that part. It's so fucking weird.
Actually, now I do want to ask everyone I know that plays
guitar.
Yeah. just to be like, can you play this? Are you actually a real musician?
Yeah, there's all kinds of like cool weird shit. Yeah, that like that listening to Oingo Boingo has had a huge influence on my own songwriting in like just how fucking weird and out there and like seemingly cramming like different parts that don't go together and just like mushing it all up and like presenting it.
But not weird not weird for the sake of being weird.
No, just weird because that's just how it goes. Like that, like and it was almost validating in a way too, because I went to school for music for like 3 fucking seconds. I went to college for the dumbest fucking thing that you can go to college for, like
science.
No, that you can get a job doing that. So like, who else went to college?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, Forrest, what'd you go to college for?
It was going to be music, and then it turned into English because I got into writing a lot more.
Okay, and you use your degree for that.
I didn't get a degree. I only went for a little bit, and I was like, if I'm going to learn how to write, I'm just going to write and get better that way.
Okay. Jay, what did you go to school for?
I was going to go for journalism and ended up going for an even dumber thing, which was criminal justice. And then I got my master's in criminal justice policy and leadership. So
okay, well, there's something you could do with that. Like,
absolutely, yeah.
You could do all kinds of things with a degree like that. There's a pretty clear path forward. What you would do with that. Karina, what about you?
It's called pedagogy. So it's basically philosophy in children's behavior and how to watch them.
Okay, same thing. You could do a lot. You could do a lot with that. You could like
bring it into
like combine that with like an education degree.
Yeah, you could actually study psychology with it, children's psychology, figure out why. But actually, I do sometimes, and this has to go off the record. Whenever I meet a band, I do use a lot of philosophy to interact with them, because there's a lot of it's Nietzsche and all these big guys, not Freud, he's been disqualified, but just to see how it is, because sometimes you meet band members and if they've become famous at a certain point in their lives, they stop growing mentally and they try to relive.
100%.
Yeah. And it's actually very funny because if you try to push them a bit out of their comfort zone, they get very uncomfortable with you because they think that their ego now is being attacked by someone that doesn't know them. It's very funny. It's very funny reading these Russian philosophers and all those, and just like seeing how it actually adapts even in adulthood.
Okay, yeah. So Karina, that's a reasonable profession. You could go a lot of places with a degree like that. I, however, when I'm playing this game with people and they go like, I went to school for the dumbest thing, I go, I bet you didn't. I bet I went to school for the dumbest fucking thing imaginable. And somebody's like,
science.
I went for philosophy. I went for history. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I went for jazz performance. What are you going to do with a jazz performance degree?
What aren't you going to do
perform
with
jazz?
I mean,
I would become
the
a
burgeoning
teacher.
jazz scene that's going on.
Somebody's got to play at brunch.
All those hit jazz songs you're hearing on the radio outside of the months of November to December 26th. All those great jazz songs.
Somebody has to play outdoor on the plaza at the library in my little town in Massachusetts every Thursday over the summer.
Someone's got to. Who's gonna?
Somebody has to play the festivals.
Who's going to cover the farmers market on Thursdays?
Exactly.
Yeah. Imagine going to college to get paid in fucking drink tickets.
I did pay tuition in drink tickets.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to ask my professor if I could pay him an exposure. It turns out I can't. $1,400.
Josh, I just want to say in Denmark we actually have a jazz festival. It's jazz festival, and I do want to say this. We have something called the industry summer vacation. It's like these 4 weeks of July when everybody travels, because in Denmark we believe that everybody has a right to like 5 weeks vacation, paid vacation.
You're not a dog shit country.
Yeah, I know, fucking socialists.
That's why you fucking rank in like the top 5 of general happiness and life expectancy versus, the richest country in the fucking world. But please go on.
But during the last 2 weeks of our
mandatory vacation
to France.
That we have none of, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, but we go to France.
We're one of 2 countries. We're one of 2 countries in the fucking world that does not require your job to give you maternal leave or vacation time. The only other fucking country being the United Federation of Micronesia.
I just want to say, and this is why when I say that you're a third world country, you're a third world country. Because you're like experiment. The fact that you will deny women that's given birth to bond with their baby, that is so stupid. And I can't believe England hasn't taken you back and said, fuck this, you guys suck. Anywho, the last 2 weeks of our mandatory paid vacation in France, we have something called a jazz festival. And that's actually kind of nice because the rest of all the other countries that are developed and
also on vacation at the same time,
they actually come and see it. We've had like people from Australia come play and stuff like that. It sounds kind of fun, but I like going to France, drinking wine, so that's not exactly on top of my list.
Just the phrase that starts with the last 2 weeks of our mandatory vacation.
Yeah. I don't remember
I'm gonna lay on the train tracks.
I don't remember what my point was in bringing up college.
Me either, but this is fun.
I think it was I can't do anything with jazz performance.
I can't, but there was some fucking.
There was we did start somewhere.
That's the home stretch. There was an end point.
I'm trying to rewind the tape in my head.
Everybody was telling me that that's what I should do. So I was like, all right, I guess that's what I'm going to go do.
But jazz. Do you know how to turn a computer on and off?
I don't like that contempt of jazz I heard in your voice.
Big jazz guy.
I like jazz in small doses.
Did you see that all the way through? Did you finish school?
No. I went for fucking
a week.
I went for 1 semester and then I fucked off.
Thank you for listening to 4 Records. Please check us out on Instagram at 4 Records Podcast or email us at 4recordspodcast@gmail.com. And as always, please keep up with your favorite bands at dyingscene.com.